go to the tail of the tape. Both fighters are in their prime, 30 years of age.
WBA super middleweight champion of the world, Callum Smith. Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Saul Canelo
Obedezcan mis órdenes y propinancia todo tiempo. Con tus guantes para suerte.
So you talk to Errol Spence, and hey, what about Terrence Crawford? Teofimo Lopez, hey, what about Devin Haney?
They list Canelo
Experienced. He is the world champion in this weight class. There is something to going in and fighting in the Hall of Famer Joe Calzaghe back in London, so we've got you covered here. Again, Callum Smith, he will fight tall. He uses his... as he starts to get his range and close in. Able to step out, Smith just landed an uppercut. That was a nice shot, but Canelo comes back. From Canelo with the hook, that when he was a champ at 154. He really brings the power to this weight class. Moving in on his man. Starts to mark up the face of Callum Smith, the champion.
Sergey Kovalev in their fight last year. Sergey Kovalev threw 500-plus jabs.
Getting through it. Able to show a little something. You're shaking your head, Chris? You disagree? Dangerous here tonight. Long jab there by Smith, and he gets out of danger.
Smith needs to be more assertive with that jab and start getting a bit busier.
Yeah, and you know Callum Smith doesn't want to quite engage as he takes a shot there. Sergio, he's closing the gap now.
He's been closing the gap, and he's doing it quietly from Smith.
You see Canelo outlanding Callum Smith. And Smith throwing like Canelo in most every round.
Ryan, we've got to get to round 3 before you start questioning my score.
It is right to him and land shots. He knows he cannot allow that tonight and survive. The belt line jab snaps back the head of Callum Smith, and Canelo goes to work with the hook.
Eyes off Canelo right there. It looked like he was unfocused, kind of coming into the round. And he threw a hole.
And I mentioned there's some anti-UK bias. Good jab there by Canelo, and a right hand follows up.
Feint.
He's within distance.
Canelo's best attributes. He did it to Kovalev.
Shot partially blocked. Hard right hand by Canelo.
He threw a lot of punches in their fight. He didn't land a lot of punches, whereas Canelo...
Callum knows them. That's why he's not committing to that long, strong jab that he has. But he is committing to
Eddie
it.
Reynoso say, watch out for that hook. That left hook is exactly what stopped
right away. I'm just surprised. I didn't know, but at least it points out that judges ringside. Good jabbing by... Let's see if they engage.
Smith for having such a long reach. Yes, right there on Smith.
You're right, Sergio. There is himself beating Michael Kessler, Bernard Hopkins, and then eventually past his prime, Roy Jones. 2 jabs both land from Canelo.
Instead of baiting him with that right hand.
It is amazing when you look at him now. That body just looks different, Sergio, than when he was a good hard body shot. Canelo with the 1-2. It is a big difference. Canelo Alvarez sensed weakness when he fought Rocky Fielding, and he went in for jab. Uppercut tried there by Callum Smith, fell short. Trying to measure him, and there's the first round, but Canelo Alvarez able to land a bit more than Callum Smith. We figured that would favor the 6'3" fighter in the ring and not the 5'8" fighter. He is throwing much harder right now. Gets Callum Smith up on the ropes, lands a right hand.
It's cagey couple of rounds to start with. I believe that, as you can see, Canelo's trying to...
his height, but he does not use that long stick to keep his man at bay. He likes to
get that close range. That's when he will land a big shot.
Canelo trying to cut off the ring, and he does. Jab again in the right hand from Canelo.
Single shots because both of them are very good at counter punching. They're all single shots.
He's also shown a decent Sergio uppercut in this round, but he can't take too many shots like that.
We like the man coming forward, and a couple of he threw a little bit more punches.
A better first round than he did against John Ryder his last time out. Or as I mentioned, Ryder was able to peer deeply in front of him. He tries the uppercut to the body, that landed. It's right on the belt line. Not let Canelo Alvarez get comfortable and wing shots at you. Liamson, that's dangerous against Canelo Alvarez. It's possible, but it's difficult. Middleweight champion eventually unified the titles, beating Jeff Lacey.
Stepping on each other right now. This is where Canelo could explode.
Just trying to put a punch out there to use as a blinder and keep him at bay.
Well, it's shades of Sergey Kovalev.
The Smith family is here, so is the Alvarez.
Aquí acábate lo primero. Simón, mando round, pásame la goma. Round by round.
Le estás metiendo buen jab, pero
You're
nada
doing
más
great with the
asegura que
jab.
se lo des, porque él es más largo, güey, Es muy lento
Be
para
careful,
ti. Ciérrate
because
más. Simón,
The reach of him,
vamos.
but you're doing good with the jab.
Tries to establish himself in this round. He needs to start winning rounds. And then more shots, and Canelo just got out of the way, and Smith was just rooting for Callum Smith.
Wanted this fight. He believes his guy's in great shape because he's
behind in the fight.
He does. He's back up against the ropes, and that's the worst
This
thing.
entire fight, we only seen Canelo coming forward. Callum Smith hasn't imposed his size or his will.
Hard body shot right there. It is 10-point must. You can score. Smith is very game. Eats a jab. I agree with you completely, Sergio. You're right. So far, first round was close.
Yeah, we've seen the head movement when Canelo fought.
I don't know what his game plan was to, maybe wear him out, take him into the...
This is great here. This is it. This is it. Back to you guys.
Gareth Joe mentioned closing the gap in the first 2 rounds. 90 degree, good right hand by Canelo, and he goes back. Even when he blocked that right hand, that's a good uppercut from Canelo, it drove him back. You'll know you'll do half your rounds 10-10. You just have to make a choice. Canelo just provides such a tight package coming at you, and then when you throw a shot, if he's able to move or count Smith, Canelo gets a little lazy walking in. He gets hit. But he waits till he's in range. Nice right hand by Smith and an uppercut. But Canelo is...
Yeah, I thought Callum was the more active fighter in that first round, but since then, it has been all Canelo out.
Gareth Davies has every round so far.
And he can't back up. He just hold his ground, throwing combinations. He had a bit more success in the fifth.
Callum Smith hasn't found any openings. He hasn't gotten respect from Canelo.
He's going to start to pop shots. Smith is going to have to throw his hands, and he does right there. Wow. It just doesn't look good for him here tonight.
He was able to drop. Fast hands make you want to not punch.
Good combination there by Callum Smith. He got blocked, but they're popping on each other. Laying the wood to each pace. He did so in round 3. We open up now round 5. Callum Smith comes out. I'm sure that breaks his heart. You've got a lot of English fans. Middleweight champ and the money man comes knocking. Chris, you have to answer, and he did.
He's trying again here, Joe, and this is much better. He's got to let his hands go.
So Smith is going to have to do that. He lands a jab there on Canelo and tries the uppercut.
So he just can't. He can't push Canelo back.
Discourage that, but on occasion a judge may do that, but it's not recommended.
With a catch and counter left hook. Both hands are dangerous, but he's not letting it go.
Anthony Joshua, big uppercut to the knockout of Pulev.
A little more active, throwing his hands. Power punches so far, nearly 2-1.
It's going to be an important round for Callum Smith right here. He needs this round. He needs to get that receipt.
Scorecard right there from Chris Mannix. Last 3 rounds going to Canelo. And you can Demetrius Andrade, who has a middleweight belt, is with us as well on our broadcast team. Demetrius,
the worst thing against Canelo allows him to load up with big hooks to the body in the head, and that's
this is great stuff as well.
Landing a lot of jabs, along with Gennady Golovkin.
And this is Steve.
Yes, sir.
If you start to do that on a regular basis, and Chris, you're scoring a lot, you'll know. Good right hand there, but it's an awful lot to do. Tries with the uppercut. He's going to go to the body. That was a body shot that he stopped Liam Smith. So of course he's going to the body, and effectively. That shot's not worried about what is coming back. Chris Mannix, we're going to go to your scorecard. You gave that first round. Demetrius, did you say he's not looking to win? It's good working with you back in London. And there's Callum Smith goes to work.
Beat guys the size of Callum Smith.
You wonder if Callum Smith has the pop.
Down to the point so easily like Canelo. It's because
uppercut from Canelo. But Rose and Ndam are not Canelo. So
he really doesn't let you do anything. Even Chavez Jr., if you remember that, whitewash. He just stood against the rope.
Taking shots and saying, no, I'm going to keep walking in.
He rolled with that right hand. Canelo did.
He lands those first 2 shots, he lands the 3rd. Not here.
He makes Canelo great. He makes you not want to punch.
Like I say, he's stalking, looking for them big shots, all right? Looking for that right uppercut when it comes. Try and beat him to the left hook with it, Callum. Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah, so go, big breath. Okay, when he wants to go with him, all right?
As he fires off and lands a right hand, and then a jab back. So Smith fighting back in that last round. Oh, the uppercut there, and that was a fake with the reach that state. I'm with you. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Chris Mannix. Round 10, and you wonder if he was hurt by that shot to the body, to the side. And then the uppercut straight up the middle, and the jab as well. And he's been able to stand up to it. Can he stand? Approaching the final minute.
On taller fighters, that's not the case here.
Smith firing back with a hard right hand. Blood now pouring from his nose. He weighs in. He's giving.
I'll give you that, BK.
I hear you. No, I didn't think it was a knockdown either. Hard shots there from Canelo, but I think we are getting to the point.
Yeah, I think it's Canelo's is just a struggle now. I think
this 10th round. Hard right hand by Alvarez and a body shot.
Good chin he had back in the day, one of his early fights.
That was borderline low. Maybe it was low.
And Canelo has bullied Smith the entire fight. He will
trying to move in with the jab and get close. Smith able to get out of danger and make a miss that hard footing right hand again. And a body shot from Canelo trying to close the show. Can he finish it? Hard right hand, Smith is hurt. Buckled on the ropes at the ropes. Sergio, it's a world title fight. Normally the thought is somebody gets carried out. But you
Sergio, I thought it was interesting. Callum Smith, Canelo Alvarez.
Awful out left. Was that low, guys?
I didn't think that was low. I think it was borderline, but it was a devastating
busted up face from Callum Smith. He fires back with his own combination.
Smith's got your hook. That's one of Callum Smith's best punchers. Canelo saw it coming a mile away.
That's final half minute of being a world champion for now.
And they still connect, but he's able to land them. He's able to reflect them off.
That was a hard body shot in a right. One of the hardest shots of the night. He fights back and fires with his own combination.
We've seen him do a little dance like 3 rounds ago. I've never seen Canelo dance either. He's feeling light on his feet.
Make that decision. And I don't think Callum Smith will. That last round, Canelo gets under the hook and goes to work. Uppercut landed. Over 50% of his shots as well. He's accurate, not wasting shots, moving his
head. It was low, so that's how you know it was good.
He's also not built that way, Sergio, right?
No, he's just too in there for it.
Even the body shots too, and that's a lot of will and conditioning. See, it's hard. I saw what you did. Nice try. That's not going to work. Did everything you could in this fight.
But when you see it in slow motion, he's rolling with the power.
Dangerous territory for him to be.
Callum Smith, the champion of the world, is getting busted up. Uppercut in the right hand. Winning most every round. We're now in the 11th round, and Callum Smith is taking a beating.
Look, Callum Smith is hurt, and I'm with Steve Smoker here. That wasn't a knockdown. I don't think he was supposed to be knocked down.
As well. Let's go to Joe Calzaghe. Joe, would you give any thought to stopping this fight? Smith drops his hands low for a moment to suck in some air.
That buckled his knees.
Another right hand after the hook. Smith fights back. 30, Chris. He seems to be getting better and better.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about Canelo's
super middleweight championship of the world. Canelo Alvarez comes out. That's a question. Right hand landed that combination.
Sergio, you brought this up earlier, and he did this against Daniel Jacobs. Canelo,
but you see just a little bit of give on Callum Smith. Right hand, he's hurt. Smith is hurt. How long do we let this go? If he's won, maybe 1 or maybe 2 rounds here. Hard shots again.
It's a lot hard.
Former world champion Joe.
Fighting Jose Miguel Cotto. When he got buckled in that fight, you wondered how this guy would stand up to big punches.
Jab to the head. Smith firing. Snapping jab from Canelo Alvarez. Canelo winging shots throughout this fight. Combinations from Canelo. Right hand.
But he does have it.
Sergio. Final 30 seconds. Callum Smith. Canelo Alvarez.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action here in San Antonio, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Subscribe, like, share the best boxing reels.